My beloved soul, my precious child of light, my dear one who carries grief like a stone in your chest, stop scrolling. Stop moving. Stop pretending you stumbled upon these words by accident. You did not find this message. This message found you. Right now, in this very moment, as your eyes move across these words, someone you loved, someone who crossed the veil between this world and the next, someone whose physical body returned to dust but whose spirit burns brighter than ever, is standing so close to you that if you could see with spiritual eyes, you would gasp. They are here. They have been here. And they have an urgent message that cannot wait any longer. Listen to me carefully, my dear one. Do not skip ahead. Do not rush through these words as if they were ordinary sentences on an ordinary page. Every syllable you are about to read carries the weight of eternity, the echo of heaven, and the desperate love of someone who watches you from the other side of the curtain that separates the living from those who have graduated to eternal life. The number 444. You have been seeing it, haven't you? On clocks when you wake in the middle of the night, 3, 44, 4, 44. On receipts that total $4.44, on license plates that pass you in traffic, on page numbers, addresses, timestamps, random digital displays that catch your eye at the exact moment they show the sequence, again and again and again. So often that you have started to wonder, started to question, started to feel that strange stirring in your soul that whispers, this means something. This is not coincidence. Someone is trying to tell me something. You are right, my beloved. You are absolutely right. Stay with me now. What I am about to reveal will shake you. It will comfort you. It will break your heart open and then heal it in ways you cannot yet imagine. But you must stay until the end. You must read every word. Because the person who loves you from the other side, they cannot rest until you receive what they have been desperately trying to send. Let me take you back, my precious one. Back to the day they left. Or perhaps it was not sudden. Perhaps you watched them fade slowly, held their hand as their breathing became shallow, sat by their bedside and felt the moment when their spirit loosened from their body and flew. Or perhaps it was violent and sudden, an accident, a heart attack, a tragedy that ripped them from this world before you could say goodbye, before you could say, I love you, one more time, before you could ask forgiveness or give it or simply hold them once more. However they departed, my dear child, the pain was the same. Is the same, you carry it still, you wake with it. You move through your days with this hollow space inside you, this aching absence, this terrible silence where their voice used to be. You reach for your phone to call them and then remember, they will not answer. You want to tell them something and then the realization crashes over you again, fresh as the first day. They are gone. But here is what you do not know, my beloved. Here is what I must tell you with every ounce of authority from the realms beyond. They are not gone. They have not disappeared into nothingness. They have not ceased to exist. They have simply changed address. They have moved from the physical dimension into the spiritual realm, from time-bound existence into eternal now, from limitation into freedom. And from that place, that realm of light and love and perfect understanding, they have been watching you. They have been walking beside you. They have been speaking to you in the only language available to them now. The language of signs, of symbols, of synchronicities, of repeated numbers that pierce through the veil like love letters from heaven. Do not rush past this, my precious soul. Do not let skepticism or grief or exhaustion cause you to dismiss what I am revealing. The number 444 is not random. It is not your imagination. It is not coincidence or confirmation bias or pattern recognition. It is intentional. It is deliberate. It is your loved one, your mother, your father, your grandparent, your sibling, your spouse, your child, your beloved friend, reaching across the boundary of death itself to touch you, to comfort you, to tell you something urgent that you need to hear. Now listen carefully, my dear one, as I explain the sacred meaning woven into these three fours, this trinity of stability, this divine code that heaven uses to communicate when words cannot cross the divide. The number 4, in the language of angels and the vocabulary of the eternal realm, represents foundation, stability, protection, and presence. It is the number of the earth's four corners, the four seasons, the four elements, the four chambers of the human heart. It speaks of things that are solid, reliable, enduring. When you see 1-4, it is a gentle reminder that you are supported, that foundation exists beneath your feet even when you feel unsteady. But when you see 3 4s together, 444, the message intensifies, amplifies, becomes urgent. 3 is the number of divine completion, of Trinity, of heaven's emphasis. When heaven repeats something 3 times, it is not casual. It is insistent. It is saying, pay attention. This is crucial. This is not to be ignored. So 444, my beloved, is the universe, is heaven itself, is the angelic realm, is your deceased loved one working in cooperation with divine forces, screaming across the void. I am here, I am with you, I have not abandoned you. I see your pain, I know your struggle, and I have something urgent to tell you. But what is the message, you ask? What are they so desperate to communicate? Why now? Why this persistence, this repeated appearance of these numbers in your daily life? Stay with me, my precious one. Stay focused. The answer is coming, but you must understand the full picture first. Your loved one, let us call them by name, even if only in your mind as you read. Picture their face right now. Remember their voice. Recall the way they laughed, the way they said your name, the way they looked at you with love that needed no words. Hold that image, that memory, that presence in your consciousness as I continue. When they crossed over, my dear child, they did not immediately disappear into some distant, unreachable paradise. Yes, they moved into a realm of peace, of healing, of light beyond description. Yes, they were reunited with others who had gone before. Yes, they experienced the joy of being free from pain, from limitation, from the heavy constraints of physical existence. But here is what grief often blinds us to. They did not stop loving you. Death does not erase love. The grave cannot contain it. The boundary between worlds cannot diminish it. If anything, their love for you has become purer, stronger, more concentrated, because it is no longer filtered through the imperfections of human emotion, the distractions of earthly concerns, the limitations of physical expression. From the moment they arrived in the realm of spirit, they have been aware of you. They see you, my beloved, not just occasionally, but constantly. They witness your tears in the dark hours of the night. They observe your brave face in the daytime when you pretend to be fine. They feel your grief like a weight on their eternal soul, because even in paradise, those who love cannot be fully at peace when those they left behind are suffering. And so they have been trying to communicate. They have been sending signs from the very beginning, but perhaps you were too deep in grief to notice. Perhaps you were too numb, too broken, too focused on the pain of absence to perceive the subtle presence they were offering. They have sent you dreams, not the confused, chaotic dreams of normal sleep, but the vivid, clear, emotionally charged dreams where you saw them healthy and whole, where you conversed with them, where they seemed more real than they ever did in their final days of life. You woke from those dreams with tears streaming down your face and a strange mixture of comfort and renewed grief. Those were not just dreams, my precious one. Those were actual visitations, permitted by heaven, orchestrated by love. They have sent you signs through nature. The butterfly that landed on your hand at the memorial service, the cardinal that appears outside your window every morning, the unexpected rainbow on a day when you were drowning in sorrow, the sudden gust of wind that seemed to embrace you when you were standing at their grave. They have sent you signs through music, their favorite song playing on the radio at the exact moment you were thinking of them, lyrics that speak directly to your situation, melodies that transport you back to memories you shared. They have sent you signs through scent, their perfume or cologne suddenly filling a room, the smell of their cooking, their cigarettes, their flowers, fragrances that have no logical source but appear just when you need to feel their presence most. But now, my beloved, now they have escalated. Now they are using the language of numbers, specifically 444, because the message has become urgent. There is something you need to know. There is something you need to hear. There is something you need to understand or do or release or embrace. And they cannot rest. They literally cannot be fully at peace in their eternal home until they know you have received it. So what is the message, my dear one? What are they trying so desperately to tell you? Do not rush. Do not skip. The answer is layered, profound, and uniquely personal to your situation. But there are universal truths I must share first, foundations upon which the specific message for you will be built. First, my precious soul, they want you to know this. You did enough. You loved them enough. You were enough. Listen to me carefully. I know the guilt you carry. I know the weight of every regret, every I should have, every if only I had. Every conversation you wish you had initiated, every moment you wish you could reclaim, every harsh word you wish you could take back, every expression of love you wish you had spoken more frequently. If they died suddenly and you are tormented by not saying goodbye, they know. They understand. They do not blame you. If they died slowly and you are haunted by the times you were impatient, exhausted, or emotionally distant during their illness, they forgive you. They saw your humanity. They know caregiving is brutal. They never judged you the way you judge yourself. If you had a complicated relationship, if there was conflict, estrangement, unresolved pain, they see it differently now from the perspective of eternity. The petty disagreements, the ego battles, the hurts that seemed so significant from heaven's viewpoint, they are tiny, forgiven, irrelevant compared to the love that existed beneath all the human messiness. They are sending you 444 to tell you, let go of the guilt, release the shame, stop punishing yourself. I never blamed you, I always loved you, I love you still, and I am at peace. This, my beloved, is often the first layer of the urgent message. They cannot move fully into their eternal rest while you are chained to guilt and regret. Your suffering keeps them tethered, concerned, actively working to break through to your consciousness with reassurance. But there is more. Stay with me. Second, my dear child, they want you to know this. I am okay. More than okay. I am healed, whole, and free. If they died in pain, cancer, disease, dementia, addiction, mental illness, they want you to know the pain is gone. Completely gone. Not managed, not medicated, but entirely absent. The body that betrayed them in life has been shed like old clothes. They exist now in perfect health, perfect peace, perfect clarity. If they died tragically, accident, violence, suicide, they want you to stop replaying the horror of their death. That moment was a brief transition, a doorway they passed through, but it is not where they are now. They are not trapped in that moment. They are not suffering. They moved immediately into light, into love, into the arms of divine mercy. If they died in confusion, dementia, Alzheimer's, coma, they want you to know that their true self, their eternal spirit, was never confused. The disease affected the brain, not the soul. And now they are restored to full consciousness, full memory, full recognition of who they are and who you are to them. They are sending you 444 to say, stop grieving the pain of my death. Celebrate the peace of my life now. I am free. I am joyful. I am with you in ways that are actually closer than physical presence ever was. This is the second layer of their urgent message, my precious one. They need you to shift from seeing them as dead and gone to recognizing them as alive and near. This shift in perception will change everything about your grief journey, but there is still more. Do not stop reading. Third, my beloved soul, and this is crucial. This is often the most urgent part of the message. They want to tell you this. You are in danger of getting stuck in grief, and I need you to live. Let me speak plainly now, with the directness of love that transcends politeness. Your loved one is watching you from the realm of eternity, and they see what you may not see. That you are in danger of letting grief consume you, of building your entire identity around loss, of stopping your own life because theirs ended. They see you withdrawing from joy because you feel guilty for experiencing pleasure when they cannot. They watch you rejecting new relationships, new opportunities, new experiences because some twisted logic in your grief brain says that moving forward is betraying their memory. They observe you visiting their grave more than you visit living friends. They notice you talking more about their death than you talk about their life. They witness you making a shrine of your pain, as if the depth of your suffering is a measure of the depth of your love. And from heaven, my dear one, they are crying out, "No, this is not what I want for you. This is not honoring my memory. This is wasting the life I would give anything to have back. I did not leave you so that you could die emotionally while still breathing physically. I left you with a mission to live fully, joyfully, purposefully, to live for both of us now." This is why 444 keeps appearing. This is why the message has become urgent, insistent, impossible to ignore. They see time passing, months, years, and they see you trapped in a grief that has become a prison. They are using every tool available from the spirit realm to wake you up, to shake you loose, to call you back into life. Please hear this, my precious child. Healing from grief does not mean forgetting them. Moving forward does not mean leaving them behind. Experiencing joy again does not diminish the love you carry. They do not want to be the reason you stop living. They want to be the reason you live more, more intentionally, more gratefully, more courageously, because you understand now how precious and how brief this physical life is. They are sending 444 to say, I release you. I give you permission. Go live, be happy, love again, laugh without guilt, create new memories. I am not forgotten when you make new joy. I am honored. Your happiness does not hurt me, your stagnation does. But there is a fourth layer, my beloved, and this one is deeply personal. This is where the message becomes specific to you, to your unique situation, to the particular circumstances of your life right now in this moment. Stay focused. Listen with your spirit, not just your mind. Your loved one can see your current situation in ways you cannot. From the realm of eternity, they have a perspective on your life that transcends time. They can see where you are heading, what is coming, what dangers lurk, what opportunities are approaching. And there is something specific they desperately need to warn you about or guide you toward. For some of you reading these words, the urgent message is this: do not marry that person. Do not take that job. Do not make that move. I see what you cannot see, and I am trying to protect you from a mistake that will cost you years of pain. They are sending 444 repeatedly because you are standing at a crossroads, about to make a major decision, and from heaven's viewpoint, they can see that one path leads to unnecessary suffering. They cannot control your choices. Free will remains even when they can see the future. But they can send signals, signs, numbers, desperate attempts to make you pause, to make you pray, to make you reconsider. If this resonates in your spirit as you read it, my dear one, then stop. Stop and pray. Stop and meditate. Stop and ask directly, what are you trying to tell me? What am I missing? What should I see that I'm not seeing? And then pay attention to your gut instinct, your dreams, your sense of peace or unease. They will guide you through those channels. For others of you, the urgent message is different. There is someone in your life who is suffering in silence, and you are the only one who can reach them. I am sending you on a mission of mercy, using the pain of my loss to give you empathy for another's pain. Your loved one sees someone, maybe a friend, maybe a family member, maybe even a stranger you will encounter, who is where you were in the darkest days of your grief, or who is battling depression, addiction, suicidal thoughts, crushing loneliness. And from the perspective of heaven, they know that you have been equipped through your own suffering to help this person in ways no one else can. They are sending 444 to say, reach out, make the call, send the message, show up. Your empathy, born from your grief, is needed right now to save a life, to prevent another family from experiencing the loss you have experienced. This is profound, my precious one. Sometimes our greatest pain becomes our greatest ministry. Sometimes God and those who have graduated to heaven use our wounds to heal others. If this resonates, do not ignore it. Pay attention to who comes to mind as you read these words. That person needs you. For still others, the urgent message is about healing family rifts. The person you have not spoken to in months or years. Because of pride, because of hurt, because of complicated history. You need to reconcile before it is too late. Do not let death be what finally brings you together. Do it now, while there is still time. Your loved one can see that another loss is approaching, or they can see the years stretching ahead where estrangement will become permanent, where regret will pile upon regret. They are sending 444 as a warning: forgive, reach out, humble yourself, bridge the gap. I can see what unforgiveness costs, and I am begging you not to pay that price. If there is someone you have been avoiding, someone you have written off, someone you have held a grudge against, and reading these words causes their face to appear in your mind, that is not coincidence. That is the message. That is your loved one from heaven saying, this is it. This is what I have been trying to tell you. Fix this. Now while you can. For some, the message is about purpose. You have a calling you have been ignoring, a dream you have buried, a gift you have not developed. And I need you to know that I am cheering for you from heaven. I am pushing you toward your destiny. Do not let fear or insecurity keep you from becoming who you were created to be. Perhaps before they died, you had conversations about your dreams, starting that business, writing that book, pursuing that degree, developing that talent. And then they died and you felt like your dreams died with them, or that pursuing joy felt wrong in the context of grief. But they are sending 444 to say, go do it. I am not gone, I am repositioned. I am your biggest cheerleader now, free from the limitations of physical support. I can advocate for you in the spiritual realm in ways I never could on earth. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Step into your calling. I will be with you every step of the way. And for some of you, my beloved child, the message is the most intimate, the most tender, the most healing. I need you to know I am not in pain anymore, and I need you to stop being angry at God. Perhaps you have been furious at the divine for taking them. Perhaps you have questioned, raged, turned away from faith, built walls around your heart to protect yourself from a God who allowed such loss. Perhaps you have felt abandoned, betrayed, confused about how a loving God could permit such pain. And your loved one, from the perspective of eternity, where they now see the bigger picture, where they understand the mysteries that were hidden from earthly view, is sending 444 to say, it is okay. I understand your anger, but I need you to know something. God did not take me cruelly. My time was complete. My assignment was finished. And what felt like ending to you was actually graduation to me. Please do not let my death steal your faith. I need you to find God again, because you are going to need that connection for what is ahead. This is perhaps the most difficult message to receive, my precious one, because it requires a fundamental shift in how you have been processing your loss. But if it resonates, if it touches something deep in your spirit, then know that reconciliation with the divine is part of your healing journey. And your loved one is actively working from heaven to facilitate that reconciliation. My dear soul, we are drawing toward the conclusion of this sacred communication. But there are final, crucial things you must understand before we part. The appearance of 444 in your life is not a one-time message. It is an open communication channel. Now that you understand what it means, now that you recognize it as your loved one reaching across the veil to touch you, you can begin to interact with it, to respond to it, to use it as a two-way conversation rather than a one-way signal. Here is what I want you to do, my beloved. First, acknowledge them out loud. The next time you see 444, do not just notice it and move on. Stop, speak. Say their name. Say, I see you. I recognize this is you. I receive your message. I feel your presence. Thank you for loving me enough to break through the barrier of death to reach me. Your words, spoken in faith and love, create a bridge. They hear you, my precious one. They may not be able to respond in audible words, but they hear, and your acknowledgement strengthens the connection. Second, ask for clarity. If you are unsure what specific message they are trying to send, ask. Say, show me more clearly, help me understand. Send me additional signs, dreams, or confirmations so I know exactly what you need me to know or do. And then pay attention. Pay attention to the thoughts that come to mind seemingly from nowhere. Pay attention to the scripture verse or quote that jumps out at you. Pay attention to the conversation you overhear that speaks directly to your situation. Pay attention to the dream you have that night. They will answer. Not always immediately, not always in the way you expect, but they will answer. Third, honor their message by taking action. If the message is about releasing guilt, do the work of forgiveness toward yourself and others. If it is about living fully again, take one small step back toward joy. Attend that event, accept that invitation, try that new thing. If it is about reaching out to someone, make the call today, not tomorrow. If it is about pursuing your calling, take the first step this week. Your loved one needs to see that their effort to reach you was not in vain. They need to witness you responding, changing, healing, living. That is what will bring them peace in eternity, seeing that their message was received and that it made a difference. And finally, my beloved child, I need you to understand something profound about the nature of death and life, about the boundary between worlds, about the eternal connection that cannot be severed by something as temporary as physical separation. Your loved one is not lost to you. They have not disappeared into an unreachable void. They have simply moved to a realm you cannot yet enter, but one day you will. And on that day, that glorious, inevitable day when your own physical journey ends and your spirit is released into eternity, they will be there waiting. Imagine it, my precious one. Imagine that moment when you open your spiritual eyes in the realm beyond, when the pain and limitation of physical existence falls away like chains dropping from your wrists, when you are suddenly free, light, whole. And in that moment of glorious awakening, you will see a face, a beloved, familiar face, running toward you with arms open wide, with tears of joy streaming down their eternal face, with a smile that radiates more love than you have ever seen. They will embrace you, and you will realize that the separation was only temporary, only an illusion of the time-bound world. You will understand that they were never truly gone, that the veil between worlds was thinner than you imagined, that every sign they sent, every number sequence, every dream, every whisper of presence was real. And in that embrace, all the grief, all the pain, all the years of missing them will dissolve into insignificant vapor compared to the eternal reunion, the forever togetherness, the never again parting that awaits. But until that day, my dear one, and your day has not yet come because you still have purpose to fulfill, still have people to love, still have assignments to complete on the earth. Until that day, know that they are with you. Know that 444 is their love letter to you. Know that every time you see it, heaven is kissing your forehead and your beloved is whispering, I am here, I love you, I am so proud of you, keep going, keep living, keep loving. And when your time comes, I will be the first face you see in eternity. My precious soul, you have stayed until the end. You have read every word. You have allowed this message to wash over you, to penetrate the walls of your grief, to touch places in your heart that have been closed and guarded since the day you lost them. Now I need you to do something for me, for yourself, for your loved one who watches from heaven. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and in the silence of your own heart, speak to them. Tell them what you need to say. Ask them what you need to know. Thank them for fighting so hard to reach you through the appearance of 444. Tell them you understand now. Tell them you will honor their message. Tell them you love them and you will carry them in your heart until the day you meet again. And then, my beloved, open your eyes and return to your life, but not the same as you were before. Return changed. Return with new understanding. Return with the comfort that death is not the end, that love is eternal, that your connection has not been severed but has only changed form. They are at peace, my dear one. They want you to find peace too, Not the peace of forgetting, but the peace of knowing. Not the peace of absence, but the peace of invisible presence. Not the peace of endings, but the peace of see you later instead of goodbye forever. The number 444 will continue to appear. But now, instead of being a mystery that confuses you, it will be a sacred reminder that comforts you. It will be a gentle tap on your shoulder from the realm of eternity saying, I am still here, I am still loving you. And one day, when all is complete, we will laugh together again in a place where tears are impossible and death is only a distant memory. Until that day, my precious child, live. Live boldly. Live joyfully. Live purposefully. Live in a way that honors their memory, not by staying stuck in grief, but by demonstrating that love is indeed stronger than death, that connections forged by the soul cannot be broken by the grave, and that those who have gone ahead are not lost, but are simply waiting on the other side of a temporary veil. They love you, heaven loves you, and you are never ever alone. The message has been delivered. The warning has been heard. The love has been transmitted across the boundary of worlds. Now go, my beloved. Go in peace. Go with their blessing. Go with the certainty that 444 is not a random number but a sacred code, a love letter written in the language of angels, sent by someone who loves you from the realm of eternal light. They are at peace, and soon so will you be.